Alright, chat. I have returned. How have you guys been in the, what is it, 3 minutes, something like that? Sure. Alright, let's just jump straight into the next one. Uh, uh, unknown user Overwatch. Here's the code. 4K. So we'll be very strict. Any mistakes can be game losing at this rank. So no, that's not the one I want. GM game. And up next, reviews would be Extreme S. Alright, let's just get started by the way. Career profile. Replace import. It's empty. In fact, my Baptiste not GM. Oh no. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll just be very strict. Okay. So yeah, you said on the review that Mercy got insta-locked, so I decided to flex to Bap. Ended up getting carried with the silver healing, throwing my money to the Narnia, and that was at the wrong time. Okay, let's watch thing. I should play, so what do we have? I will say, I'm surprised you chose Baptiste, not knowing your team, because you could have played Ana here, maybe. I'll be honest, I don't know how good your Ana is, but if you're not confident in your Baptiste, and you have like Monkey Zarya, you can definitely get away with playing Ana instead of Baptiste. Ryan Zarya, Baptiste probably better. So at this point I'm like, okay, yeah, Baptiste better with Ryan Zarya. But if we have Monkey, then Ana is viable. Or even Ball, Ana is viable. Okay, so we're just breaking this. This is fine. Let's go forward. Alright. So we're waiting. This is fine. Again, we don't want to overexpose ourselves. I would say be careful. Always be careful when playing here without a shield. My is better, but I know that guy. I know he plays Ryan more than anything else. So yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, if you had an idea that we were going to have Ryan, but it's the right call for sure. I would say this positioning is really good, but you have to be careful in case they have snipers and they just take your head off. So I would not stay here for very long. We're getting Diven. We have a bubble, which is good. You drop, which is also good. This is fine. Reload. The game's a little loud for me. Hold on, let me just quiet it down slightly. Alright. Good kill. Again, doing damage with Bap, very important. You don't want to only be doing damage, but yeah, important. At this point, just hit your Rhine. Cafe is a good place to be. This is fine. Like, first fight, very good. Your Reaper dies, he's in Narnia, don't worry about it. That's not your fault. What you should be worrying about is your Rhine. So if you can, if your Rhine is coming back, I would be like shooting here. So that your Rhine, as soon as he starts coming back, he gets healing. Yeah, there you go. You can also shoot the Roadhog here. Your Rhine died, which is unfortunate, but he also way overextended, I'll be honest. Like, what's Rhine doing here? And yeah, maybe you could have gotten in a tiny bit more health if you had been right-clicking earlier. And again, your Rhine's in a bad position. And you throw the emo a little late, and I don't think it would have gotten me anyway. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten him anyway. But again, I want to make this very clear. Your Rhine like, hold on, let's look at this from above. Your Rhine overextending like he did is not your fault. First thing first, what's your Reaper doing? Your Reaper is just dead. At GM, you cannot overextend like that. Like, they have McCree, Torbjorn, Ana, you're just dead. At GM, they are just gonna hit their shots. Then your Ryan is like all the way over here by himself against 4 people. And he tries to come back, but he just gets like absolutely fucked. And we don't have illusion, they do, so you can't go that over aggressive. Let's ban that. Hope we block. Yeah, and honestly, hold on, ban that one. It's not only the Hog body block, it's actually Lucio that makes a difference here. Because the Rhine probably doesn't think he's as fucked as he is, but they have a Lucio and we don't. And again, I just said this, you don't want to play Lucio Mercy. Lucio Mercy is not great. But the Rhine probably doesn't realize that because of Lucio, they all collapse on him immediately. Like, I want to see the Lucio. So he sees the Rhine, he goes speed, and they all just run at the Rhine. They all just literally run at the Rhine, and the Rhine cannot do anything because they have speed. So Rhine cannot back out, and he just dies. So again, don't worry about it, that's definitely not your fault. That's just your Rhine overextending a little bit. By the way, he didn't overextend a lot. He basically just played. He was trying to play around this choke instead of this choke. This choke. So he was trying to hold here for a second, maybe to get the Reaper out, but the Reaper died. But because they have speed, they all just ran the Rhine and killed them. So we did waste Emo in a way, but also, even if you had Emo, I'm pretty sure this fight is lost. Shooting is fine. Here, you should be healing your Zarya. Remember, you are not only damage, you also have healing. They are both very important, and I would say healing is probably your priority, and Zarya here needs healing. Like about now, she's taking shots. She's like 250. She doesn't have personal anymore. If I knew Zarya had personal, I would be like, okay, that's fine, but she just used it. So you're doing damage to the Breaking Ball, and we do let Zarya die. I'm gonna say we let Zarya die. She probably honestly would have died anyway, but you could have helped keep her alive longer. So prioritize healing a little bit more, especially if you know your tanks don't have cooldowns available. But yeah, like I said, that fight was absolutely lost. Like a Reaper and Rhine just threw it, like hard through it. Because at these ranks you can't make those mistakes. Playing this high, if you go aggressive and they have a Lucio and you're alone, you're dead. They just run at you and kill you. And that's actually what happened to both Reaper and Reinhardt. Shooting this is fine. We're probably going to take the high ground. This is fine. Doing damage here is fine. Fight is not happening. He got the Mega. Yeah, that's fine. He's all the way to the left. This is good. Pushing the Rothog up. And we are just contesting. Heal the Rhine. He's purple. We don't need Emo. Rhine being purple is not him about to die. Like, he's full health, basically. And we also have a Zarya. I don't know if Zarya has bubble. I wasn't checking. She doesn't, but she will soon. So I don't think this Emo was necessary. And they might actually punish this, because again, they have a Lucio. So your Emo is one of Baptiste's biggest tools when playing Brawl, because it actually enables you to go very aggressive. You just throw the Emo at them, and your Rhine runs into the Emo, and does a lot of damage. So Emo for aggression is really good. Emo for aggression is really good. This is just a waste of Emo. Your Rhine is not gonna die here. Like, there's no way. Okay, yeah, your Widow needs help, and your Zarya is taking a lot of damage from main as well. You just saw her through the walls. It's critical. Your Mercy as well. Okay, good. Mercy got the Zarya, which is good, but was very well, realized it right after throwing. At this rank though, yeah, it's never gonna be like conceptual mistakes that lose you the game. It's gonna be like little things like your tanks overextended a little bit, we threw Emo a bit too early. Like their ball is also like not doing a lot. He's just trying to be an annoyance, but yeah. Careful, you're in a bad position. Never play in the open like this. Do they have Hook? They do, so you may die here. Never play further ahead than your tanks are. If you were behind Zarya, I would be like, okay, you drop behind Zarya. Did you drop chase after the ball? You shouldn't do that if you did. Like your Rhine just charged to Narnia on the high ground. So Rhine is nowhere near us. And we don't have to drop. Yeah, there's no reason for you to drop this hard. Like, if you want to jump to keep shooting the ball, try to at least land here. But then, not only do you land in a bad position, like, this is already not great, but it's not too bad, we have cover. But then you go out in the open, and I'm like, don't do that without your tanks, please. You get hooked and you get killed. No, you get saved at bubble. Your Zarya saved you. That's really good from the Zarya. You know what? Let's just say you baited hook out. Let's just say you did it on purpose to bait the hook out and get Zarya some charge. We just want to ult here as early as possible. I'm switching in DPS mode. Yeah, you are, like I said earlier, you want to be doing both at once. And you are, I feel like you are just shooting, and when you shoot, you are still not prioritizing healing. You are just shooting. Like, you are doing one or the other, not both at once. And you can definitely do both at once. Don't worry about hitting targets in midair, it's actually pretty difficult. Just wait for them to land, that's good. And like I said, we just really want to do ult first. If anything, remember you are the healer for your tanks mostly. And you can let Mercy heal the Widow if really need be. I think turning around to kill the Widow is not bad, but shooting 2 shots in the air is probably a lost amount of time that you could have been using to heal your tanks. Like at this point, again, I would have been like behind my tanks if anything. I know this is a very safe position, but I would still probably be playing behind my tank so I can just window and allow them to go forward. This is a lost fight though. Yeah, it's a lost fight. Yes, nah, Ryan, we know. We do survive, but it's a lost fight, we just need to regroup. And again, you just really want to use your ultimate. Like, I don't want to say before a fight happens, you don't have enough. Maybe you do actually with Echo and Widow if they're playing with you. But in general, the way you want to use this is you put it in front of you but behind the tank, so you do double healing, right? And if you have people who can use it as well, better. Like if your Widow drops from the high ground to use it, that's good. This is very risky. This is very silly. Like, just go with your tanks. Am I okay with the demo? Yeah, that demo is fine. Do I think you needed it? Finally got a stream. Hey, Mako. Do I think you needed this? No. Do I think it's fine? Yeah, I think it's fine. We go touch the high ground. We are gonna die to McCree. Yeah. Again, I cannot state this enough. I feel like you are playing Baptiste like a flanker. Whereas you actually just want to play Baptiste like right behind the Rhine. Not literally right behind the Rhine, but if your Rhine is here, you probably don't want to be too far away. My Widow called that she wanted to flag on the bridge with Window. That's also why I took high ground. I don't like that. Using Window for Widow may seem like a good idea, but even at that point, it's still up to your Widow to hit the shots. And at GM, she may, but also your opponents are also GM, so they will probably hide. But yeah, we just die. I would honestly still just be playing behind the tanks. If you get even by anything, or if you get damaged, you can just take a step forward to the Rhine shield. You can heal the Rhine. You got the regenerative burst, which is really good for keeping your tanks alive in a pinch. And you've got, this is very important, you've got a very short range to use Emo. Whereas if you have to use it from all the way here, you have to commit way too early to it. If you're here, and your Rhine is playing the corner, like, hold on, let's get a little bit closer. If your Rhine is playing the corner, and you're playing like here, or maybe you just go up to shoot at as well, and then come back to cover. If you have to make a decision, you have more time because your Emo has a longer distance to travel, right? Just throw it right here, and it's immediately here, rather than having to make a long throw. But yeah, basically, I don't want you to be playing by yourself, I guess is the point. And I'm not saying taking high ground is bad, like, this high ground on the first, for example, this is really good. If your tanks play reasonably defensively, like if your Rhine is playing this corner and you're here, this is great. You still have the right click on the Rhine, you have shots, if you need to, you can just drop to your right, right? You have a line of sight here as well, and it's still a pretty short time to throw emo. But if your Rhine is playing like all the way here, then you are kind of like, I'm not saying it's bad positioning. Your Rhine shouldn't probably be there unless the whole team is pushing forward. And at that point, you can't really play behind the Rhine. It's a big problem. But we actually started here, which I think is fine. Like, you here with the Rhine on this choke, this is fine. But then they just go sniper and we have to drop. And at that point, we are still fine. We are still here and we can go back to cafe. So is this high ground on first point worth it? Yeah, I think this high ground on first point is really worth it. I think this high ground on second is not worth it as much because your right click is a projectile, your emo is a projectile, you're further away from your tanks, which means that you cannot really get the regenerative burst on them. You can basically only use it for yourself. In general, I'm like, yeah, just play a little close to your tanks.
That could have gone better.
And I'll say this again. Is it a bad idea to use window to let the widow get picks? No, it's not a bad idea. But at the end of the day, that still comes down to, well, can my widow get picks? Which in GM she probably can. I'm okay with this emo. You're trying to get out, but at the same time, like, you have your team got blood spawn. It's fine, that's fine. Remember, you don't always have to heal your DPS. You can let Mercy do it if you have to. I'm fine with you healing them as well. Especially the hook, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think he had it. I think he had just used it. Hold on. So he has hook here. I think he throws it at the Echo or the Widow. Yeah, there we go. And then he just doesn't have hook. Yep. But again, I'm gonna say you had no way of knowing, and I'm okay with that emo because keeping yourself alive, it's important. I would say it's probably not your priority, but it's very important to keep yourself alive. So if you absolutely have to use it, you think you're gonna die, just use it. Don't die with emo because you thought you didn't need it. And healing Widow here is fine. I think we just missed with the first burst. Did we? Yeah. That's just very unfortunate. I think you were like 2 steps too far back. And by the way, we've had this window forever now. I do want to point that out. Like, hold on. Where did we get it? Probably after this fight. We shoot the ball a lot here, so yeah, 72, 77, 80%. How? Hold on. This fight. 95, okay. We get it at about 5 minutes left to go. About 2 minutes 15 in the review. We have it here. We use one fight, we don't use it. Two fights. After this one, 2 fights, we don't use it. Like, I think the idea was to use it on this one, but we didn't. Then this is the 3rd fight, and we haven't used it yet. So it's been 3 fights, and we still haven't used Window. Window charges insanely fast. Like, if you have Ryan's area, you can have Window every fight. Or at the very least, every other fight. There is no reason for you to be holding onto this window for so long. And if you have to use it, just for yourself, to do mostly double healing, but also double damage, but mostly double healing, it's definitely worth it. And now the fight is won, and we still don't have... we have still not used window. Like this position? Yeah, I'm fine with this. They don't have a sniper, so I think this is fine. If they had a sniper, I would be very careful because it just takes a shot at you and you can die. Ryan's going for the shatter play. Yeah, careful. They beat, so we drop. Are we gonna use window here? Would I use window? Yeah, I would definitely use window here. We have a grab. We have our pick already, but we have a nano Rotok and they beat. So I would just use window to try to secure kills. And heal my tanks most importantly. Yeah, that's fine. A little too far forward. Remember, you usually want to put it behind your tanks so you can get healing between them. Not just damage. I'm fine with that emo as well. So yeah, instead of here, it may not seem like a lot, but I would have put it here. Because your Rhine was basically, you put it basically on top of your Rhine. And the general idea is double healing. And again, it may just seem like one little thing, but it can get you tons of value. This should be one fight though, yeah. We use burst, we are playing close to tank, which is really good. We even rest the person who died. Healing Rhine, heal Rhine, heal Rhine. And remember, while you are healing, you can always hold the left click. Even if you are missing your shots, or shooting at a shield, holding left click is worth it. Because, here's the thing. If you are healing, actively healing, you will run out of ammo for the heal before you run out of ammo for the machine gun. Like, you shoot 3 shots per right click, you waste 30 ammo and you still have 15. You will always run out of healing before you run out of the machine gun. So if you're focusing on healing, just throw a left click in there. And again, you don't have to hit them all, but hitting a couple, it's still adds up. Bab's damage is actually pretty decent, so it definitely adds up. And like you said, I feel like you're swapping between DPS and healing mode a lot, rather than just doing them both at once. Emo's good. You can use your burst to heal DPS if you really have to, so you don't have to look away from your tanks. Because yeah, you're trying to look for the widow. I have actually. Oh, she's over there. I saw her use the grapple and I was like, did she go to the high ground? No, she actually went over there. She's going for the mini. I would usually not look away from our tanks for very long. We have a Mercy. Mercy can heal DPS if need be, or they can get health packs. Or if they're in front of you or nearby, you can use them. But otherwise, you can just use the burst and focus on killing your tanks. We just lost the widow, yeah. Good place to be. We try to keep healing the Rhine. This is fine. I did think you looked away for too long. And your tanks took a lot of damage, but it's fine anyway. We used copy, so we should win this. Careful about jumping. I know jumping is good, but if you're jumping against a McCree or any other hitscan, you become very predictable. So if you're behind your Rhine, there is no reason for you to jump. You basically are making yourself a target by going in front of the Rhine, above the Rhine, and in a predictable pattern. Okay, let's just look at it from McCree's point of view to make what I said sink a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, we are shooting the Rotok, blah blah blah, you're healing the Rotok. So here, we are not 100% safe, but you're kinda safe. Right? He tries to go for you, you jump, you become very predictable. Because when you're in the air, you're very predictable. He actually hits, he actually almost kills you. He hits one shot and barely misses the headshot. Then he hits you again because you're very predictable. And she decided to go with that and make myself predictable. Yeah, and he just gets he did 3 shots in a row and you keep triple taps you because you just made yourself very predictable in your movement. Mercy stressing, that's good. Just throw your emo down immediately for the echo. No, we just let her die. It's fine. I don't think you could have saved her, even with emo, but I would have tried. Okay. Good emo still on the Zarya. We want to get out of here. Again, Ryan is here. We want to be behind him. At the very least, we want to be behind him in the sense of line of sight. We don't want to be in a different line of sight than a Ryan. We just, like, where your widow is would be good, for example. I know she's getting pal driven, but that's fine. Ryan is dead, we just back out. If you can't take the high ground and heal up, I would, yeah, I was gonna say I would use window like here, or maybe even here, so you can just shoot at them out of the way. This is, don't get me wrong, this is not bad, and I'm glad you finally used him early. Well, early, Ryan's already dead, but early enough to get a ton of value out of it. But this is just not a great angle because, yeah, the bus is blocking a lot of your line of sight. And we also cannot use it for healing. Your Widow gets a shot through it though, that's good. So was it worth it? Yeah, it's probably worth it. I'm glad you used it. Do I think you could have gotten more value out of it? Yeah, I think if you just put it like over here, or just in the front of the bus, rather than through it, you could have gotten more value. But I think I'm just glad you used it, and you got value out of it. It actually won you the fight, so. It's fine. Right, German burst, yeah. Burst is fine. Mercy is taking good care of you. We heal the Rhine. No, kill the Rhine. Don't look away, just heal the Rhine. Remember, your goal is to make sure your Rhine is always at full health. If you're going to be playing Baptiste or Moira, you just want to go all in making sure your tanks are alive and well. And if we have the time, then we look at the DPS, but if we don't have the time, then our tanks will die. And I think your Rhine is just that here, yeah. He got stunned right clicked. Welcome to McCree right now, by the way. Stun right click, it's basically that, especially if you're pocketed. Emo is good, protecting your Rhine. It's fine. We go a little too aggro, but again, I'm fine with it. This is too aggro. A little too aggro, I'm fine with. Literally, in the middle of the enemy team, I'm not so fine with. At least we got the kill stuff. So, again, I like the aggro. Let's go forward a little bit. I don't think you need to go past this. Like, you go all the way here. I don't think you have to. I think from here, you can just shoot at them. Like, I'm fine. I'm actually fine with this position. You have some cover. Your Zarya is in front of you. You can heal your Rhine if you really have to, but this is fine. Then we keep walking forward and go literally at the choke, which I'm like, no reason to do that, but like, and this is way too aggro. We still want to fight. Like, we have the advantage of people, and they really cannot. I do think you overextended a little bit, but they didn't have anyone to punish you, so that's fine overall. They have a Sun now. They had a Bap until now. It's Bap, you gotta frag out. I'm not saying don't frag out. I'm saying don't overextend. But yeah, like shooting and healing at the same time is a very important part of Bap's kit. I would never tell you stop shooting. In fact, I would probably tell you shoot more. Careful, careful. Okay. That's still, like, we are not... All I do is DPS. Bap is kind of like Soldier. Okay, so awareness here, I'm not sure what it actually is. But you got shot from behind and we just didn't react. I thought you were going to throw the emo down and do the torsion. But here we are just getting shot from behind. And it takes us a long time to realize, and I'm not sure what happened there. We do drop, which is good. But I thought you were putting the emo down to deal with the turf. You threw the emo for the window, for the Widow. Okay. She was low, for sure, but it's fine. I would usually have saved it, but it's fine. Like, I get your idea. The Widow, usually if Widow takes any damage, they just drop on reposition. So, was it ideal? Probably not. The idea was good, like keeping people alive was good, but thanks for the fight anyway, so we are fine. There's still did we deal with the torsion? No one dealt with the torsion. You know there's a torsion back there. Are you telling your team Yo, guys, there's literally a torture behind. I knew with the cover, it goes off, we are fine. Oh, why did you turn away like that? I'm sorry, what? Okay. We hide from the Hanyon, which is fine. Can we jump up? I think you're just trying to see the Torsion, but you turn away and you get right click chained. Okay. So yeah, be more careful. Don't turn away like that. If you can avoid it, don't do it. I think you were trying to kill the Widow again. But if anything, let Mercy deal with that. You again, your priority is keeping yourself alive and keeping your tanks alive. But then we just get pushed and die, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate, in fact.
Well, it could be worse.
So yeah, if you called the Torsion behind you and your team refused to listen, that's on them. Did you call the Torsion behind you? That's my question. Healing Words and Mercy is fine. Oops. Window is okay. You're just trying to use it to contest point. But you walked in front of it. You didn't actually call it? Please call it. There was literally a Torsion here for like a whole minute. And you knew about it for like 40 seconds. And we actually died the next fight and the Torsion was actually still there. So window, this one is not bad. But like the window is good, but you actually step forward and ignore it, which is what I have a problem with. Like right here. We shoot through the window. Then we walk in front of it. To shoot. And then we drop. And we actually stop shooting and healing for a second as well. And I get it, yeah, the Widow can get value from the window, but you can also get value from the window, especially healing. Remember, your healing is double while you shoot it through the window. It's 140 AOE, sorry, area of effect healing. It's a lot of healing. We did top turn, which I'm fine with. Like, if there's a torp in your face and you want to go for the 1v1, go for the 1v1. Your team's dead, anyway. Our Widow did, so our team knew, I just didn't feel like pointing it out. It did the Widow say it? If the Widow said it, then it's still your team's fault. If the Widow didn't say it, then both you and the Widow are at fault. If there's like literally anyone in your team that can help you, you just go. Like, you have Echo. Echo can just fly up there and kill the Torture by herself. If either of you had let your Echo now, your Echo would have killed the Torture, guaranteed, especially because they have a Mercy Pocket as well. Fight is lost. Like, you go away to fight the Torb, I'm fine with it. It's a lost fight anyway. High Noon would die, okay. And I'm not saying that the Widow was not at fault, I'm saying you were also at fault. Like, the Widow didn't call it, it's not an excuse for why you didn't call it. Overall, your map is definitely not bad, but you can, like, position, I think, could use some help. Like, positioning a little closer to your tanks, especially. Your window is, you need to use it more. I don't think your windows were bad, I just think you need to use it more, because we had it for like 3 or 4 fights and we didn't use it. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, what are we running? So, double off tank, Zarya Hog, which, by the way, is dead. If you really want to play double off tank, you play Sigma, like 100%. You 100% play Sigma. But we have Prothog? And then we have Farah Echo. I would maybe go Ana with this one, so that you can heal the flying heroes. I still get Zarya Hogs in my games. If you can go Sen, I would go Sen. You said you were good on Ana. Focus that interest. I just think like Sigma is so much better. Like if you're playing this and you're playing with Sigma Sen instead of Zarya Baptiste or Zarya Ana, it's just so much better. It's not in rank, that's fair. You know what? That's definitely fair. I mean, I think it's dead as a high level meta. It's definitely not going to go away in ranked anytime soon, and I'm sorry about it. I still see Zarya Diva sometimes, so I'm like, if people play Zarya Diva, then anything is valid. I just speak like at the highest level, as a meta on the highest level. But there is, I guess what I mean is, there is something objectively better to play, I think. But in either case, yeah, I would go probably Sen or Ana. Pretend we didn't butcher. I pretend I didn't butcher the names. If when we had a Rhine, I was like, yeah, you need a Baptiste. Rhine requires a lot of healing, right? Rhine is basically a healing soaking sponge. You throw healing at him, and he will find value with it. But now we're playing Roadhog, who self heals and shouldn't be taking as much damage. We also play into very mobile DPS and very like Mercy will not be able to heal them both. So I would go either Ana, or if you can play Sen, I would go Sen. But if you cannot play Sen, just go Ana here. Zarya Ana is also like really good. They have a lot of synergies. But yeah, my general. Oh, never mind. We have a McCree. I'm more okay with this now. So we heal. This is fine. This is going slow. There you go. Why is this going so slow? Yeah, I don't ask me why Overwatch has been having trouble with the speed meter. Good kill, like doing damage is fine, and we don't have to worry about hitting our Rhine a lot anymore. You can still do healing, of course, like if your McCree is, yeah, it's on the front line, or if your Roadhog is in the front line. But you can focus, like with your comp right now, you can definitely focus a bit more on the damage. Again, my general idea is if I can focus on the damage, I would just go Sen. But if you can't play Sen, yeah, Pap is fine, I think. Pick up the point, we move the payload. This is basically your job. I feel you. When I played Diva for my team, well, my former team, I was always payload bitch. Yeah, even with Baptiste, you can still take off angles to pressure DPS, which I like. Again, you can go a lot more aggressive. With this comp, you can go a lot more aggressive with Baptiste. You can focus on the damage a little bit more. You don't have to be focusing on healing as much because, well, Roadhog doesn't need as much healing as Ryan does. Zarya may need healing, but probably will not need that much healing. And your DPS basically have Mercy or are going to be near you. Doing damage, again I'm okay with it. Healing Echo, I'm fine with it. Torv, good damage on the Torv, he's almost dead. And we just died to the McCree. Again, remember jumping makes you predictable. I think we jumped, like I know the ball pal drive. Pal throw. Now we jump. He missed the pal drive. We just jumped at the ball. And McCree's just like, oh, a free Baptiste. Like quite literally a free Baptiste. Rest is good though. We need to go on the payload. Like you can just hide behind it, yeah. This is good. Again, if we're moving the payload, we're getting value. Your team doesn't need your healing as much. Feel like I overextended there. When you came up here, yeah, this is overextending. And also, jumping makes you easy to hit. So, two things. You don't need, like, remember, but this damage drop-off is actually pretty big. So you don't need to be this close to shoot at people. Great kill. We take the high ground to heal our Zarya, that's fine. We don't take the high ground, we just shoot at the Zarya. Jumping too much. Okay, we drop Emo to not die, which I'm fine with. Again, I would rather you use Emo because you think you're gonna die than you keep it because you may not die. Looks like to fight this one anyway. And again, you're still jumping a lot during fights, which if they didn't have a hit scan, I would be a lot more okay with. But because they have a hit scan, I'm like, jumping makes you an easy target for hit scan. We try to take the high ground, which I'm okay with. Be careful. We window the corner for the McCree. Again, I'm okay with it. Window is, sorry, Emo is fine. You're getting even. We even got the payload. That was pretty solid. Do we cap that? Looks like a struggle for third. Break the turret is fine. Topping people off is fine. If your Rothog decides to go away, just let him go away. You move the payload. He's got a self-heal. So as far, honestly, your bad play is not bad. It's honestly like, do I think you're GM? I think you're at least high masters. Even though it's a GM game, you're like 39, 90, so you're very close. I think it's at the very least a very high masters. I do think there's things you could improve on. Can I treat Exo boots like super champ a little bit? A little bit, yes. You don't want to super jump in front of a Widow, for example, right? Or even a McCree if you're low. You can. The thing with the Exobots is that they are actually really useful to take good position for Baptiste. The fact that you don't need someone else to do them helps you a lot if you want to, for example. So again, this is just another example. If you're playing up here and you get even and you drop, you can get back up right away. Whereas getting to position than as a position, yeah, exactly. It's definitely a getting into position. It's not jumping in the middle of the fight. Unless they have like, if they have like Genji, Doomfist or something like that, then you can be like, yeah, they have no hit scan. I just go up and they can't hit me, right? I'm creating distance, which is good. But if they have a hit scan, I would be like, yeah, just use it to drop and get back into position. Use it to get into positions during fights. But overall, yeah, you don't really want to be jumping into the air in the middle of the fight. If they have like a hit scan or another hero that can just hit you while in the air while you're predictable. Okay, they use grab, they use mines. Good combo. Our record is cleaning up on that fight. Okay, we lose copy. Are you gonna throw Emo in here? No, we're fine. Are we gonna burst? Yeah, burst is fine. Are we gonna emo the point? I would just wait, and as soon as someone goes low, I just emo the point and go all in on DPS. If I emo the point so no one dies, I go all in on DPS to try to clean up, and then I got like 3 seconds, and then I have to turn around and heal. So as soon as your Zarya is like half, I guess if she goes even like half, that would be a decent emo. She's not taking damage, so I'm like, maybe not necessary. It did the job, which is good. I do think you could have joined like half a second later, but it's still fine. Healing on point, healing on point. And you know what? I think Sarah didn't have personal, so I'm actually okay with that emo in retrospect. If she had personal, probably not, but she probably didn't and went for the grab. So, hey, we capped with like a lot of time over. That's really good. Hopefully, we don't even have a Ryan to make that mistake anymore. I was gonna say, hopefully, a Ryan doesn't get overextended again, or well, a Reaper, but we don't have a Reaper anymore. That's a lot of full charge. That Echo got some big stickies in the door. We drop, they have an Echo, so I'm more than fine with the drop. We just don't want to play in the open if we can avoid it. So that's good. We do damage, we do damage. If we don't need to heal, we do damage. Honestly, even if we need to heal, we still do damage. Like, there is no reason for you to not be shooting at the front line. Again, you don't need to kill things, you don't need to go all in, but just tapping people, it's fine. It's enough value. Healing is good. I'm not sure about that demo. Like, of course, let's ignore the fact that you obviously meant to throw it on the high ground. But she's getting pocketed by Mercy, so I'm like, maybe it wasn't necessary. But also, Echo is very dangerous. So I'm like, in the spurt of the moment, I can be like, yeah, you can't keep your Echo alive with that. Would I have used it? No. Like, we have Bubble, Mercy, our own healing. I think you even used Burst on the Ashe. Yeah. So I don't think we needed Emo, but also we just we just threw it at the wrong place on top of everything else. But I can see how in the moment you would be like, yeah, we need Emo. Because Echo, really. Healing, again, I like this position. We have some cover, we have the high ground. We can heal people, we can shoot people. Shoot. Remember, shoot as well. Don't only heal, Baptiste gets value from shooting. Even if you're only doing like a little bit of damage to the Roadhog, there is no reason for you to not have pumped 24 rounds. Well, not 24, sorry, it's 3, so 18 rounds, no, for 12 rounds into the Roadhog. Now we are focusing on damage and we are not healing our tanks. We should be healing Roadhog here. And we go back to healing and then we don't do damage. So yeah, a little bit more damaging while healing would be nice for sure. I think that's probably what you need to work on the most. And honestly, you recognize it yourself. You were like, I tend to go into DPS mode and then go back to healing. Well, with Baptiste, you can definitely do both at once. It's like actually one of the best things you can do. We win the fight. That's good. Yeah, we just take it. Good job. 1, 2, 3. Lucio play. Oh my god, what's this comp? Okay, so are we playing Lucio because we are just going to speed on point and try to take it? No, Lucio. Okay, I was about to ask. You're just speeding people out, which I'm fine with. Oh, we don't even speed people out. Okay. I was like, are you speeding people out? No. I just felt like hopping around this path. You can still press the AM key, and it will get people a little bit more movement if you really, really want to just go Lucio for a microsecond and then swap right away. It's definitely something you can do. Is it very, very important? No. It's like maybe 1 second of difference. Maybe, like, at best. Oh, by the way, your Echo is really good. Like, I know you're playing at GM and Echo is like a broken hero, and so if you have a good Echo, you basically just win. But your Echo is still really good. Yeah, we just win here, right? We heal, we focus on healing. We could be doing a little damage, yeah, but it's one, yeah. Good job. I think your positioning. Let me rephrase. If we have a Rhine, if we have Brawl, you want to play closer to them. If we have like this, you can definitely play a lot further away, right? If we're not playing like a Brawl comp. If you're playing Brawl, you should be probably like a few meters behind the Rhine. But overall, yeah, in Brawl positioning, play closer to your tanks. And I really want to remark, I'm talking about Brawl, not every comp. And do more damage, but also do more healing. These are interchangeable. If you're doing damage, do healing. If you're doing healing, do damage. You can with Baptiste. I know you know this, but I'm gonna show it anyway.
No dying on my watch.
Ba, 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 ba. 6 rounds, 1 heal. You can heal people and still get a shot between your shots, and it doesn't lower your fire rate for either of them. There is no reason for you not to be doing a healing and damage at the same time. Sorry, I actually... You can tell there that I was focusing on doing healing and damage at the same time with Baptiste, because it does take some of my mental capability to do both at once. It's a lot easier to just AFK on one of them. Like, if you just want to AFK on one of them, it becomes a lot easier to play Baptiste, and I can play and think and whatever. But yeah, if you can do both at once, there's no reason for you not to do both at once. Even if you miss, you're still trying to get value. Oh no, yeah, you can definitely just hold both. But I don't recommend holding both. Like, can you hold both? Yeah. But you can like shoot, aim, shoot, aim, shoot, aim, shoot. Don't just hold both. Unless your Rhine is literally here and the enemy Rhine is literally on top of each other, then you can hold both and try to get value. But no, what I mean is you can alternate them without slowing your fire rate at all. You can definitely hold both as well. And it's definitely a little bit faster on the left click. But you can alternate the left clicks within right clicks without slowing down the rate of your heals. I missed that one. So yeah, because like... You can definitely just heal, aim, heal, aim, heal, aim, heal, aim. And yeah, that's at the very least, that's how I think you get the most value with Baptiste, by doing damage. And again, you don't need to kill people. If you're just shooting a shield, hey, that's a little extra damage you do on the shield. That's like what, 70 something damage you do on a shield? How much damage does Baptiste do? It's 70 damage, yeah. Or something like 70 damage. But yeah, you can always just... If you're fast with it, no matter where you're aiming, you can get one out. And you're not losing on your healing rate, which is, again, you really want to focus on the healing rate with Baptiste. It's the most important part of the kit. He is a support, he is a healer. But you can still do damage and get value out of it. Okay. Let's take a... Oh, my my ping is so bad. Wow, I just noticed. Hold on, you guys cannot say it. My ping is so bad right now. I think I'm on EU from the last coaching I did. Okay. Okay, let's take a 2-3 minute break, and then we'll do one more, maybe two more if they're short, and then we'll go on to 413 Hellstorm reviews. All right, I'll be right back, chat.